It's where all the cool kids go. The friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Shadows, t-shirts, plenty tees, and so much more. Lights on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave. Your friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Heckyls, t-shirts, leather tees, and so much more. Lights on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave.
Cannon fodder from your television screen with fury and force. Golan and Globus are at the helm, shipping out films that don't give a damn. Strange and bizarre, comedic, insane, and even deliciously horrific. They're busting at the seams. Cannon fodder from your theater screens with fury and force. Cannon fodder from your theater screens with fury and force.
Howdy, gang, and welcome to another edition of Cannon Fodder. Unfortunately, I was not able to do Cannon Fodder last week, so this is rescheduled for this week. I don't see anybody in there. I saw somebody pop in and out, but that's okay. I'm still going to do this Cannon Fodder regardless. Hopefully, some of you will want to join me before this is over with, but if not, you will be able to watch it on the replay. We're going to be talking about Seed of Innocence and Dr. Heckyl and Mr. Hype tonight, but before I get to those movies, I just wanted to do a little housekeeping stuff before we start talking about these two Canon films. So, we've got a couple of watch-alongs coming up this weekend that were chosen by you fine folks that voted. So Saturday, March 22nd, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got Terror at 10 Killer. And Sunday, also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Pieces. And we've got more opportunities to pick movies for me to review on Movie Roulette during any live stream that includes watch-alongs. If you give a $5 or more super chat, you can pick any movie of your choosing for me to watch and review on an upcoming episode of Movie Roulette. I do have a Movie Roulette that's coming up soon, and I will be reviewing Signs and A Night to Dismember, which I'll just tell you this, folks. Signs is a much, 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 much better film than to dismember. But I think you're going to enjoy hearing me talk about it nonetheless. Um, I should have another They're All Messed Up coming up tomorrow night, hopefully starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, provided, we don't have any bad storms or anything. I didn't even know there was a chance of storms today. I'm going to have to check up on my parents because there was a severe thunderstorm warning for their area. It's supposed to be over by now, but I need to check in with my parents on that as well. So, um, let's see. There's another soup and Jallo's coming. I just haven't had a chance to get it all put together and get out there. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And I apologize. Eating a sugar cookie as I'm doing this because um my blood sugar unfortunately got low again. Um I normally don't like to be stuffing my face on here, but in this case I need to get something in my system. Um for those of you that saw it and for those of you that watch this on the replay, I hope that you enjoyed the all new Canon Fodder intro. I've been trying to, redo a lot of the songs to have lyrics for a lot of the videos and the streams that I put out. And as always, um, you can go to deaditesondeck.com, which is my horror shop, and you can look at all the t-shirts and candles and blended teas and tote bags, hats, all kinds of stuff that is available for sale there. And keep in mind, I do custom work that does not have to be horror. I can put your kids, your grandkids, your significant other, and your pets on hats and t-shirts and even candles. I mean, and tote bags and all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out and tell them Poe sent you. And if you're not sure who Poe is, can we can find good old Poe here. I mean, just 1 second.
My name. I am the official mascot of the Deadites on Deck horror shop. Please take my claw and follow me as I show you all of our really cool products.
And that is Poe, in case y'all hadn't got to see him yet. So, I was having more people when I did these a little bit later, but I wanted to try the 9 o'clock slot tonight. So I may not have anybody. People might be busy doing other things. It might be ducking and covering from storms and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to these movies. So the first movie is Seed of Innocence. And Seed of Innocence, hold on. I wanted to give you the year on that. Seed of Innocence came out in 1980. Actually, both movies that I'm going to be talking about tonight came out in 1980. And it's about two teenagers who fall in love. They have sex out of wedlock, and the girl gets pregnant. And I'm thinking that this is not supposed to take place in 1980. I think it's supposed to take place in, maybe the 60s or something. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but the girl is sent away by her parents to basically a home for unwed mothers. And she's separated from her boyfriend, and she's sent to, like I said, this home for unwed mothers. And it's run evidently by the Catholic Church, so there's all these nuns, and the nuns are not very nice. And one of the nuns causes one of the girls to lose her baby, and so the main girl, um, Alice, played by Mary Cannon, um, she, gets in touch with her boyfriend, Timothy Weed, who plays Danny. Um, and he comes and rescues her from this home for unwed mothers. We also have I can't talk, TK Carter, who plays Captain, a young man who Danny and Alice befriend and who befriends them in the film. And TK Carter is just absolutely fantastic in this movie. I think somebody said that TK Carter stowed every scene that he was in this movie, and indeed he does. And for those of you not sure who TK Carter is, he was in The Thing, and he was like the guy's cook, I believe, in The Thing, and he liked to go around on roller skates and listen to Stevie Wonder and all of that. So TK Carter's been in several other things as well. But The Thing is the big thing other than this that I recall him being in. Vincent Schiavelli is also in this. Bonnie Bartlett. William Sanderson is in this as well, playing Randy Webb. He's not a very, very nice character. I think he's he's a guy that breaks into, well, not breaks into, but busts into the restaurant, wants to rob the restaurant where Danny works at one point. And this was written partially and also directed by Waz Davidson. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He did some other Canon films, including X-Ray or Hospital Massacre. Hey, Blissful. And so I think he did several films for Canon Films or for Golan and Globus when they were heading up Canon Films. So this one was a very, a lot of Canon films are like horror films or other kinds of off the wall kind of items. But this one was a very heartfelt movie, very inspiring movie. At times it tugged at the heartstrings. Some people might consider it, a little too like an after school special. But I liked it. I really, really enjoyed it. There was one part in particular of a character that, and I'm not going to tell you who, but a character that you follow through the entire film pretty much. And then in the last few minutes, they kill this character off. And I honestly did not think that was a very good choice. But that was the only drawback to Seed of Innocence that I saw. You can watch Seed of Innocence on YouTube. So I encourage y'all all to check that out at your leisure. So I'm going to go ahead and give Seed of Innocence my rating. And I'm not going to give it 5 deadites out of 5 because, like I said, I'm trying to be discriminate at this point in time. But I will give Seed of Innocence 4 deadites out of 5. I probably would have given it 5 deadites out of 5 if they hadn't killed off this particular character within the last few minutes of the movie. It's like, again, I was like, are you kidding me? Seriously, are you kidding me that you guys did this? Okay. So that is Seed of Innocence. And so the second film for tonight is Dr. Heckyl and Mr. Hype. And you can also watch that on YouTube as well. This film also came out in 1980. Stars Oliver Reed as Dr. Heckyl and Mr. Hype. It's kind of a twist on the old Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde uh, story, but it's a reversal. We get introduced to Dr. Heckyl, who doesn't look very nice. He looks like a beast, but he's a kind man. Despite his looks, he's very, very kind, and he likes to help people. He's a podiatrist, so he helps people with their foot problems, and he works with a doctor. I think that's named Dr. Hinkle, who helps overweight women, lose weight. And the way he does this is by giving them some kind of liquid that makes their lips just go pucker up like that. And he says, don't worry about it. He said, the puckering's going to go away and you're going to look fantastic. And so, like, the next day, they're like slim and trim and beautiful and all of that. So Dr. Heckyl is depressed because he doesn't want people to be scared of him, to shy away from him. We see scenes where he's going to the bus stop to ride the bus to the doctor's office where he works. And everybody just gets up off the bench waiting for the bus, and they just move completely away. And he's also totally in love with this woman, this beautiful woman that he sees every day when he is getting ready to get on the bus to go to work. And she's not mean to him, but she really doesn't give him a second glance until she shows up in his office because she thinks she's got ugly feet. And this is obviously a very attractive woman, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with her feet. And in fact, Dr. Heckyl says, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your feet. They're the most beautiful feet I've ever seen. So she likes Dr. Heckyl. But he thinks he's never going to have a chance with her, that everybody's always going to be scared of him, except for the doctor's office where he works. Everybody is used to the way he looks there. So he tells Dr. Hinkle that he's planning on committing suicide. And Dr. Hinkle's like, oh, please, suicide, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And I guess he really doesn't think Dr. Heckyl will go through with it. And when everybody leaves for the day, or he thinks everybody's left for the day, he gets a pair of shears, and he's, I guess, going to put it around his neck and just snip. And Dr. Hinkle comes back at that time and he says, what are you doing, Heckyl? He says, are you going to slit your throat? Dr. Heckle's like, basically, well, I was, but, I can't even do that right. And so Dr. Hinkle says, well, basically, it is as it should be. And he wants Dr. Heckyl to, I guess, like, preside over this liquid that he's been giving women. He wants to put it in Dr. Heckyl's capable hands to keep it out of the hands of women who might break into his office, Dr. Hinkle's office, and take too much of it, and it would have dire effects on these women. Because I guess they're trying to lose too much weight or something of the sort. And so Dr. Heckyl just cannot help himself. When Dr. Hinkle leaves, he drinks the liquid. So this is the reverse of the Jekyll and Hyde story. All right? Because when Dr. Jekyll and the Jekyll and Hyde story took the drug, he became this horrible monster that was murdering people and all of that. In this story, Dr. Heckyl and Mr. Hype, Dr. Heckyl becomes Mr. Hype, and he's basically an asshole. And he looks nice and he looks handsome and but he doesn't know how to treat people. He treats people terrible. And he wants to take advantage of the woman that Dr. Heckyl was in love with. And, craziness ensues. And by the end of the movie, we'll just say it just doesn't end well for a lot of the people involved. Okay. So I don't want to tell you the complete ending, but I like this one, but this is not one that I see myself running back out to watch again. While Seed of Innocence, I could see myself waiting a little bit and then going back and rewatching it again. So, Dr. Heckyl and Mr. Hyde, as far as a rating, I'd probably give it like 3.5 Deadites out of 5. It was a decent, kind of goofy, madcap comedy film. And Dick Miller's in it as well. You know how Dick Miller shows up in these oddball movies sometimes, and I think he's playing a garbage man, just like he's playing a garbage man in The Burbs. He was a janitor in Chopping Mall. I mean, Dick Miller's been in everything. He's been in Gremlins. So I guess that is it. I've been on here for a little over 21 minutes, almost 22 minutes. Blissful, I want to thank you for showing up and keeping me company in the chat. For those of you that maybe popped in and were watching it but didn't get in the chat, I want to thank you for that as well. And I also want to thank people that will watch this on the replay. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night, if all goes well, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for They're All Messed Up. And I'm going to be talking about the kills and a couple more slasher films. I'm going to be talking about Four Flies on Gray Velvet and The Iguana with the Tongue of Fire. How's that for a title, folks? And without further ado, I am going to get out of here. But before I go, I want to tell you a couple of things. I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get out of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday night, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.